Let me put this down. I'm gonna have to do. Okay. There's 3 people in here. I don't know how you figure out who's in here though. Hi guys. Oops. Is there a way to like open up a chat? How do you do that? Oh. Gotcha. Well guys, Thea spit up like crazy, so that's why we're going to be starting a couple minutes late. She spit up everywhere, all over her, all over Trevor, so we're trying to figure out how this thing works. So give us a couple minutes and then we'll get started. Just don't make me on the phone. Okay. Bye. Yay, we got 4 people in here. That's always good. Wow, 7 people. Great. So, what you're going to need, hopefully you all are, whoever's in here is going to be doing the class. So what you're going to need is obviously something to kneel on or sit on. So I just have a blanket here. Then you're going to need a pair of shoes. Any shoes, doesn't matter. And then a textbook. Some sort of something that you can like stand up, which now I realize you can't see that. So I'm going to move the camera in a second. Or lay flat. So basically the textbook is going to act as our blocks. And then most importantly, if you don't have it already, we're going to need some coffee. Because like I said, Thea just spit up everywhere, making this so much more interesting this morning. All right, so let's start with our cars. So it looks like we got 5 people in here. I could wait another minute or 2, but we will be starting with our cars. Oh, yeah. Okay. Trevor said, go ahead. We're going to start with our cars. All right, so let's start with our neck. Bringing the chin down to the chest as much as you can. And we're going to rotate as far as you can one direction. Tip it back. All the way around to the other side. And then back to the center. Then we're going to go the opposite way, rotate and tip. All the way around. And back to the center. Oh, and if I didn't mention, you're going to need a couch. So if you're near your couch, that's perfect. If not, I'll give you some time to get there. We're going to do one more each direction, chin down to the chest. Rotate, tip, bring all the way around, back to the center, and then last time, rotate, tip, and bring it all the way around. Good. Then we'll go to our shoulder blades. So we'll shrug up, squeeze back, keeping that squeeze, pull all the way down to your back pockets, and then roll forward, up, back, down, roll it forward. One more, up, back, down, roll it forward. Stay in there. We'll squeeze back, pull up, roll it forward, down, back, up, forward. Let's do one more. Down, back, up, and forward. All right. And then we'll go to our shoulder. So let's start with our, well, I can't see you, so you guys just start with whatever one you want. We'll go all the way up. Find that end range. Make sure you're keeping that elbow nice and straight. Once you hit that end range, you're going to rotate the palm away. Reach and rotate as you go, reaching back as far as you can, and then reverse it. So reach back as far as you can, and then start unwinding it. Each time you're going to try to make that circle a little bit bigger, all the way up, rotate, and reach, and then reverse it. Good. And then we'll switch sides. All the way up, find that end range, keeping that elbow locked out, rotate, hit the couch, and then reverse it. Goal is to not let anything shift from here. And then reverse it. Good. And then we'll go to our elbows. Starting with the palms facing out. Bend up as much as you can. Fully rotate and then fully extend. So flip and bend. Flip and straighten. Flip and bend. Flip and straighten. Good. Then you're going to bend up, rotate in towards you, and fully straighten. Flip and bend, flip and straighten. One more. Good. Then we're going to go to the wrist. And then, so big thing with the wrist, don't let your forearm rotate. It's all going to come just from the wrist. So go ahead and hold on to it, bring the fingers on up. Rotate as much as you can. Draw that slow circle. 3 each way. Good. Then once you get 3, we're going to switch directions. Hopefully you guys have music playing. I realize I don't have any music playing, but you know how YouTube is. You play music and they like block you and all this stuff. It makes it kind of boring with no music. I don't have any Kygo going. It's so sad. All right, switch sides. And we're same thing, getting 3 circles each direction, trying to make that circle as big as you can. And then reverse it. Good. Then we're going to go through our thoracic spine. So what you're going to do is you're going to cross. We're going to crouch down as much as you can. Rotate as far as you can. You're going to tip down, extend up and around. And then untip and unrotate. And then we're going to go back the opposite way. Rotate, tip, extend up and around. Untip and unrotate. Rotate, tip, extend, untip and unrotate. And then we're going to go down to our hands and knees to get the rest of our spine. So when we're doing our spine, we're going to lead from our tailbone, and you're going to sink one vertebrae down at a time. And then you're going to round all the way out. Same thing, starting at the tailbone. And yes, I do still have my slippers on. Okay, do one more each direction. And then we'll go to the hips. All right, so bring the knee up to the elbow, out to the side, tip that heel up, and swing it around. And then you're going to reverse it. Heels going up to the ceiling, knees coming out to the side, to the elbow, and down. I'll go this way for you. So knee up to the elbow, out to the side, tip the heel up, and swing it around. And then reverse it. Heel up to the ceiling, knee up to the side, to the elbow, and down. And then we'll switch sides. So knee to the elbow, out to the side, tip the heel up, and swing it around. And reverse it. Heel up to the ceiling, knee out to the side, to the elbow, and down. Same thing, knee to the elbow, out to the side, tip the heel up, swing it around, and reverse it. Good. And then we'll go onto our bottoms for our knee. So with our knee, we're leading from our heel. We're getting that rotation at the knee and the flexion and extension. So we're going to rotate as much as you can, heels going in and up, out, and down. So in and up, out, and down. In and up, out and down. Staying there, you're going to rotate out and up, in and down. Out and up, in and down. One more. Out and up, in and down. Staying here, we're going to go for our foot. Just like with the wrist, we're going to make those 3 slow circles. This time, trying to not let the shin move. So it's all coming from the ankle. And then once you get 3, we'll switch directions. Big thing with the ankle is when you notice you kind of get that swoop spot. That's where you actually want to go a little bit slower, really kind of control it as much as you can. Good. And then once you get 3, we'll switch to the knee on the other side. All right. So leading from the heel again, we're going in and up, out and down. In and up, out and down. Same thing, in and up, out and down. Staying there, you're going to go back up, rotate in and down, out and up, in and down. One more, out and up, in and down. And then we'll go to the ankle, 3 slow circles each way. Remember, you're trying to not let the shin move, so you shouldn't get any rotation underneath your hand. And you're trying to make that circle as slow as possible. It's not as fun when I can't hear y'all going click and pop, and I can hear my own ankles clicking and popping. All right, last thing for our warm-up is we're going to do our toes. So go ahead and stand on up. We're going to lift up just the big toe. Trying to not let the ankles roll out as you go. Really focus on lifting up, keeping your feet in that same position. And we'll leave the big toe down. And we're going to lift the other 4 toes up. Same thing. Trying not to let the ankles cave in. Lifting up just those toes. Each time try to lift a little bit higher. And then we're going to lift them all up, spread them as wide as you can, wave them down one at a time. So lift, spread, wave them down. I was messing with Thea yesterday, seeing if she could spread her toes, and she can spread them. It's impressive. Poor girl is going to end up doing so much of this stuff. Okay, we'll do one more. Okay, so Now that we're all nice and warm, did our morning cars, we got our morning coffee. Hopefully you all have your coffee. Let's have a sip. So good. All right, so let's start in 90-90. Like I said, I can't see you guys, so hopefully you're doing it right. I'm gonna go at a little bit of an angle so you can see my front and back leg. So I'm going, this is my right leg is in front. We got that 90-degree angle, both in the front and the back. You're gonna need your shoe, potentially. You can use your shoe, you can use your phone, you can use pretty much whatever you want. You just want something that you can we're gonna eventually lift over. But first, we're gonna start with our rotations in 90-90. So what I want you to do is the variations, we've all done these ones before. You can either, if you can't get in 90-90 and be comfortable, if you feel like you're kind of like this, I want you to keep your hands on the ground. But if you can sit up nice and tall, you can either leave fingertips on the ground, you can go one hand on the ground, and this is in order of easy to hardest. So easy is going to be, easiest will be hands on the ground, then one hand will come up, other hand can come up. The hardest is going to be hands behind your head. And we're going to do our rotations here. So I'm going to stay here. So you're going to rotate as far as you can, staying up tall. I don't want you to rotate and kind of tip. So think that there's that strength pulling you up nice and tall. Rotate, take a deep breath. And then you're going to rotate as far as you can the other way. And take that deep breath. So we're going to go 10 each way. I guess I actually have to count today, huh? That's 2. So if you guys are going a lot quicker than me, that means you're going a little too fast. Really should have some sort of music. Or at least Thea to entertain me. That's 4. Who am I going to ask how many we did? I need you guys here. But, you know, we're practicing our social distancing. I should just make Trevor come down and count for me. Good. Staying up as tall as we can. You should notice that you're getting a little bit more rotation each direction. All right. Trevor just said he's never going to come down and count. That's rude. All right. So what we're going to do, actually, I lied. I put this behind my back leg, but that's not where it's going to go. It's going to go in front of your shin on the front foot. So to make it easier, what you'll do is have it closer to your toes. Making it harder, you'll have it closer to your knee. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be rotating over. So again, to make anything easier in 90-90, what we'll do is we'll kind of lean out and you're going to come up and over, just like that. So remember, the further out you are, the easier it is. So we're going to do 10 just like that. Coming out and over. Except I didn't count. So hopefully, I don't know, that's probably like 4 or 5. And then you can keep your hand on your knee, but try not to like drive it in. You're just kind of using it there as that reminder to keep your knee on the ground. And remember, easier, you can go all the way down and rotate up. And you're trying to really clear that object, whatever you. All right, so once we get 10, what we're going to do is we're going to move that shoe out a little bit more. So basically, we started with it. We're in that 90-90. We started with it in front. So now, I lied. We're actually going to move it a little bit more forward. So we're going to be out of that 90-degree angle a little bit. So that leg should look a little bit straighter. That's pretty hard. And same thing. We're going to do 10. Don't get caught on the shoelaces like I just did. Remember, you're trying to, if you can do this and it's super easy, you're going to kind of work your way out of it. Ideally, we would be up here, but I'm not that good yet either, so I have to kind of stay down here. You should kind of feel it in your hip doing a lot of that work. Good. And once you get 10, we're going to be up nice and tall and have a little sip of coffee. Pails and rails. So we're going to pails and rails our back leg. Our pails contraction is going to be driving the foot into the ground as if we're coming up this way. Rails is going to be staying up nice and tall and lifting the heel. If you're able to do it pretty good, like if you can lift up pretty high, I actually want you to make sure you're sitting back more. You can take your hands off, or if you have blocks at home, you can stack the blocks under that back heel to give you something of an elevated surface. Otherwise, we're going to start with our first pails and rails. So I like to count it and use it kind of like if you think of it like a radio dial where you're just kind of slowly turning the volume up tick by tick, that's kind of how I like to do it. So the point of it is it's going to end up being a full body contraction. So I'll kind of count us through it and it'll go from there. So we'll always start with about a 20% contraction. So that's just pushing in with that back foot. You're just going to start driving that ankle into the ground. 20%, you should still be able to talk. You're able to kind of move everywhere else. Don't make the mistake as everyone else going from 0 to 100, because you're going to have to hold 100 for a while and it's not fun. All right, so 20%, start pushing that ankle down. 30%, you're going to start making tension through your legs, through your quads and your hamstrings. 40%, you're going to squeeze your glutes, so squeeze your butt. 50%, tighten up your abs, so as if someone's going to punch you in the stomach, squeeze your abs. 60%, squeeze your lats, so squeeze those armpits down. 70%, tension through your arms, so make fists, kind of start driving those into the ground. 80%, deepen the contraction throughout your whole body, so really start ramping that up as much as you can. Safest, greatest contraction here. You're crushing the ground as hard as you can with that back heel. Hold it. 3, 2, 1. Slowly let off. Staying where you are. Try to lift and hold. Squeeze. And then gently place it back down. And now I don't have anyone here. There's no Lindsay here to like see her fall out of it. Cramping is learning. Remember, if you get a cramp, that's all right. Everything is fine. And we're going to go again. So 20% pushing in. 30% squeeze your quads and hamstrings. 40% squeeze your glutes. 50% squeeze your abs. 60% lats. 70% tension through your arms. 80% deepen the contraction. Safest, greatest contraction here. Hold it. 3, 2, 1. Slowly let off. Staying where you are. Lift and hold. 3, 2, 1. Gently place it down. Biggest thing too is that when you come out of a rails contraction, you don't want to just like plop that down. You heard that? We don't want to do that. The whole point is that you're controlling the motion throughout everything that we're doing. You don't want to like plop it down. You want to be able to lift it up slow and place it back down. All right, we got one more here. So 20% pushing in. 30% squeeze your quads and hamstrings. 40% squeeze your glutes. 50% abs. 60 lats. 70 tension through your arms. 80% deepen the contraction. Safest, greatest contraction here. Hold it. 3, 2, 1. Slowly let off. Staying where you are. Lift and hold. Lift and hold. See if you can lift a little higher. Good. And then gently place it down. Phew. Made it through our first pails and rails. All right. From here, we're going to rotate into bear. So when we do that, we're going to keep the front leg down for as long as we can. And we're going to rotate up into our bear position. So from bear, ideally we're gonna be up nice and tall. I'm gonna turn this way just because I feel like it's gonna be easier to see. All right, so hopefully we're all nice and settled in bear. Maybe I'll go this way a little bit. Bear, you should be able to take your hands off and be up nice and tall. The reason why I want you to have the couch is you can actually use the couch as to prevent you from cheating, so you can get up nice and close to the couch, bring those legs in, and you're up tall. Making sure your butt is flat against it. So same thing, you don't want to be kind of like far away from the couch and leaning back on it. You want to be, same, that string is pulling you up really, really, really tall. So from bear, what we're going to do another pails and rails. For our bear pails and rails, what we're going to be doing, you're going to think about driving the knees together, and then rails, what you're going to do is drive them as far apart as you can. So rails, you're going to be pushing in, and you can use your hands. We can use this kind of a grip right onto your ankles. You're going to be driving the knees into your arms and your forearms kind of this way. Rails, we're taking them and pulling apart. Hopefully that makes sense. All right, so up nice and tall, 20%. Gently start pushing those knees together. 30% tension through your quads and hamstrings. 40% squeeze your glutes. 50% abs. 60 lats. 70 tension through your arms. 80% deepen the contraction. Safest, greatest contraction here. Hold it. 3, 2, 1. Slowly let off. Bring those arms out. Pull the legs closer to the ground. And then you're going to recapture it. The motion you just gained. So you should notice that your knees are a little bit more apart now. Same thing. 20% pushing in. 30% quads and hamstrings. 40% squeeze your glutes. 50% abs. 60 lats. 70 tension through your arms. 80% deepen the contraction. Safest, greatest contraction here. Hold it. 3, 2, 1. Slowly let off. Pull those legs a little bit more apart. And then hands are going back on. Whew. One more here. So 20% pushing in. 30% quads and hamstrings. 40% squeeze your glutes. 50% abs. 60 lats. 70 tension through your arms. 80% deepen the contraction. Safest, greatest contraction here. Hold it. 3, 2, 1. Slowly let off. Pull those knees a little bit more apart. Remember, stand up nice and tall. You don't want to crouch down. And hold it there. 3, 2, 1. Phew. And you can let your legs down. Next one we're going to do, we're going to stay in bear. And we're going to do just some shoulder work. I got to move forward so I don't hit the couch. So we're in our bear. We're nice and tall. Same thing as everything else. If you need to put your hands down so that way you don't lose your posture, because posture is so important with this. We don't want to be like here, take our hands off, and then end up here. That defeats the purpose. So we're going to be up in our bear, nice and tall. You can keep one hand on if you want, or you can place that hand behind your back. But we're going to go with our left arm. We're going to do our shoulder cars. So sitting up nice and tall, all the way up, find that end range, rotate as much as you can, and reach back. And then we're going to unwind that. All the way there. And then we're going to do 10 of those. So that was 1. Or you can hold on, sit up nice and tall. This way is going to be a little bit harder. You'll notice my circle isn't as big. So whatever is going to challenge you the most, but you're able to maintain that good position. Good. If you want to make it even harder, that was 3. You can go hand out And you'll notice my circle is getting smaller and smaller as I make the position more difficult. So the goal is to make it difficult position, but maintaining posture and really challenging this shoulder joint here. I have no idea what number I'm on. We'll call it 6. So we'll do 4 more. And then we're going to do the other side. Each time you're trying to make that circle a little bit bigger. You're going to feel this in your mid-back if your posture's staying nicely. If you're starting to slouch, you're not going to feel it there as much. Let's do 1 more. Good. And then we'll do the other side. So, same thing. You can either go hand down, sitting up nice and tall. That hand is going to give you that kickstand. We're going to do 10 on this side now. Or you can hold on. Each time trying to make that circle a little bit bigger. Or you can go arm in front. And notice that once my arm is in front, I didn't lose my position, and I'm still not getting any rotation anywhere else but my shoulder. Everything has to work twice as hard to maintain the position and get the shoulder circles going. Good. Staying up tall, making that circle as big as you can. Really focusing on keeping the elbow as straight as you can. Good. All right, so from here, we're going to go to 90-90 with the left leg in front. So we're going to rotate down, keeping that legs, everything as far apart as you can. And then we'll come into 90-90, just like that. I'm going to move a little bit just so you can see me. We're going to be going off that front leg again. Just grabbing a sip of coffee. You know, the good old stuff. Fresh Dunkin' coffee. Gotta love it. All right, so we're in 90-90. We're going back to those rotations. Check your 90-degree angles. If you notice you have like a little bit of a gap somewhere, you can also take your shoe and give yourself something to rest on. Sorry, Trev. Hopefully I don't crush your shoes. And we're going to do our rotations. So remember that is either both one hand down and you're rotating, or taking that deep breath in and then coming all the way through to the other side. Or you're going to go both hands across your chest and then rotating as far as you can the other way. Or you're going to go hands behind your head. And you're going to get 10 of those. Big thing with this one, try not to let that leg come up as you rotate through. So drive that knee down as you're rotating and staying up tall. You don't want to rotate and come down. Tall. You don't want to rotate and come down. So with this one, it's more important to find that position and rotate from that you can maintain that upright posture, as opposed to, you know, if you come up here and then you got to do one of these and grind through it. It's better to be with this one in the posture, that's position that's going to give you the best posture. Each time you should notice that you're getting a little bit more rotation. If you kind of find something to look at, then you'll know if you're getting more rotation. Good. Let's do one more. really trying to take those deep breaths. The more you take that deep breath, the more you'll kind of relax into the position. All right. So then we're grabbing our shoe, our second shoe. We're starting with it in that 90-90 position, right in front. You're going to find whatever position you need to be in that you can kind of lift. Ooh, this is definitely my weaker side. Over your object. We're going to do 10 lifts over. Biggest thing with this one too is you don't want to like fling and fling and fling and fling. You want to make it all the same speed. Lifting up, over and down, and back. It's not like a jerky motion. You're really trying to control it as best as you can. And gently placing it down on the ground each time. To challenge yourself with this one, like I said, you're going to work your way out of the position. So maybe you get a couple and then you work your way up. Good. That was probably close to 10. So from there, we lifted up, we went out. We're going to put the shoe back down again, and we're going to go from there. So, same thing. Find your position. You can start here, do a couple reps here, and then back. And then work your way out of it. Staying up nice and tall. Sometimes I gotta catch myself too. Good. And we'll get 10 there, so let's do about 5 more. Good, 2 more. And then we'll get set up for our pails and rails. Coffee break. Whew. Your hips are gonna feel this one. All right. So back to our pails and rails. We're gonna pails and rails that back leg. Remember, that's gonna be our pails is driving in, pushing that heel and ankle into the ground. Rails is going to be lifting up like that. Just lifting up. All right, so make sure you're set up. You're facing forward over that front leg. And then we'll get started. Same thing, I know I mentioned it with the first one. If you're able to lift really, really high and you want to challenge yourself, just find something to kind of prop under your back ankle, or kind of work your way back. The more upright you are, the more back you are, the harder it is. So if I try to lift here compared to here, see how that makes it a little bit harder. So you can always do that as well. That'll make it a little bit harder. All right. 20% pushing in. Push that back heel into the ground. 30%. Squeeze your quads and hamstrings. 40%, squeeze your glutes. 50% abs. 60 lats. 70 tension through your arms. 80% deepen the contraction. Safest, greatest contraction here. Crush the ground with that back leg. Hold it. 3, 2, 1. Slowly let off. Staying where you are. Lift and hold. Really squeeze. And hold it. And then gently place it down. Same thing as I said before. We don't want to, lift it all the way up and then let it flop down. You want to control it on the way up and then control it on the way down. Those are the little details that make it a little bit harder, but it's going to be more beneficial in the long run. Makes it that much more challenging. And I'm not there, so, you could just let it flop and you're going to crush all the babies and they're going to be crying. But I'm not there, so can't yell at you for it. All right, let's go again. 20%, pushing in. 30%, squeeze your quads and hamstrings. 40%, squeeze your glutes. 50%, squeeze your abs. 60 lats. 70 tension through your arms. 80% deepen the contraction throughout your whole body. Really start ramping up through everywhere. Safest, greatest contraction here. Crush the ground with that back leg. Hold it. 3, 2, 1. Slowly let off. Staying where you are. Lift and hold. And then gently place it back down. Good. All right. Same thing. 20% pushing in. 30% quads and hamstrings. 40% squeeze your glutes. 50% abs. 60 lats. 70 tension through your arms. 80% deepen the contraction throughout your whole body. Safest, greatest contraction here. Hold it. 3, 2, 1. Slowly let off. Stand where you are. Lift and hold. See if you can squeeze out a little bit more and lift a little higher. And a little higher. And then gently place it down. Phew. All right. Done with 90-90. Done with bear. If you've been coming to Kinstretch the last 2 weeks, I think, we've been working on our Pigeon. So if you don't have blocks at home, you're going to use your couch. This is where your couch comes in handy. So what you're going to do is you're definitely going to need something to kneel on because it's going to be like a half pigeon. I will show you both directions. So let's go with our right leg first. So what you're going to do, you want to maintain that 90 degree angle. And you're going to bring your leg up and find that 90 degree angle at the knee and at the hip. I might go over there. Might be easier if I go over there. I'm going to bring the whole setup closer. You can see all the lovely diapers that we have in the background for Miss Thea. And all the beers for Trevor. Just slide those out of the way. So, take whatever you're going to kneel on. We're going to have that 90 degree angle at the knee. So you should have a 90 degree angle here and here. To make this easier, if you notice your knee is like way up here and you can't get there, you're going to take a pillow, whatever you got, and kind of just slide it right under your knee. And the goal for this is to be up nice and tall. We're going to just kind of hang here. We're going to get a nice 1 minute stretch here. And I always say, if you feel it more as you get more comfortable here, what you can actually do is slide that back leg away from you. So I'll show it kind of from the side too. We're in this so nice position. We're at that 90 degree angle. What you can start doing is working that back leg back. You'll feel more of a stretch. So the closer you are to your couch, easier it is. If you're feeling it in your knee, remember you can block, throw a pillow, whatever you got under there. And then if you're getting a good stretch, you're going to start working that back leg up nice and tall. And you can even kind of sit into that right hip there. And we're going to hold it. It's such a nice stretch. You should feel it kind of in that butt cheek there. Hanging tight there. And then what we're going to do, we're just going to you're going to start walking your hands more forward, staying in that straight spine there. You're going to get that nice stretch. Same thing. If you feel it in your knee, I wish I was there so I could actually position you a little bit better, but let that knee kind of come up a little bit so that way you're not getting so much pressure on the knee. So rocking forward, holding that nice stretch there. Big thing too here is you want to make sure you're breathing. Take that nice deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. It's going to allow you to relax into the stretch more. And the nice thing is no one's around you. So you can be that obnoxious person that's breathing. Or, I mean, it's not obnoxious, but if you think it's obnoxious to yourself, then you're going to come on out of that. And we're going to switch sides. Kind of readjust while you're positioning. Find what's going to challenge you. So bring that leg on up. Make sure you're in that 90 degree angle. So that's 90 degrees at the knee and 90 degrees at the hip. So you don't want to be kind of in this position where your knee is kind of going off to the side. You want it to be directly in front of you at that 90 degree angle. So we'll start here. Remember, we're staying up nice and tall. You're going to find what's going to work best for you. So you can slide that knee back if you want. Put this way. You're going to lean into it. This will get the stretch. As you work this back leg back, you're going to get more of that stretch kind of in your hip flexor. And as you lean forward, you'll get more of the stretch in your butt cheek on the leg that's up. We're holding nice and tall. And we're taking that deep breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Make it as exaggerated as you want. Then you're going to start walking your arms forward. As you're walking forward, what you don't want to do, again, is round out. You're staying up nice and tall, walking your hands forward, and breathing. And if you do have the blocks at home, probably should have showed you that before, but if you have the blocks at home, when you're in 90-90, this is not my best position, but you're going to still have that 90-90, and you're going to be up nice and tall like this. And you're going to place that block, I'll use the dumbbell, under your front butt cheek, and you'll see how that kind of makes it a little bit easier. You're working that back leg straight and hold nice and tall and still breathing. Good. All right, so speaking of breathing, this last little portion, we went through, hopefully you switch sides. We went through and did all of the main positions. I wanted to focus this last like 5-10 minutes on breathing. It's so important to learn to breathe. It's really important for any core work. It's the foundation of any core work that you do in the gym, in Kinstretch, anything like that. So what we're going to do, I'm going to move everything again. And what we're going to do is we're going to find a spot on the ground. You're going to take your blanket, lay it out. It's kind of like in yoga when you have your, I don't know what it's called in yoga. I don't do yoga. Sorry, yoga people. We're going to lay on our back and we're going to place, you can still see me? One hand is going to go on your belly. The other is going to go onto your chest. And what you're going to do is you're just going to breathe normal. Whatever normal is for you. You're just taking those breaths in and out. Nice and quiet breathing. If you're doing this with somebody else, they shouldn't be able to hear you breathing because we're doing it nice and quiet. So we're going to take a couple more breaths there. All right. Next one, what we're going to do is we're going to try to breathe as much air into our belly as we can. So the only thing that should rise is the hand on your belly. The hand on your chest should stay nice and still. And then you're going to force all the air out. So you're actually going to try to flatten the curve of your low back into the ground by breathing out. So you're going to go and really force all that air out. And then take a nice soft inhale. So again, that's going to be a force exhale. Squeeze as much of the air out as you can. And then breathe back in into your belly quietly. So we're going to do a few reps here. Breathing out. Soft inhale. Force it all out. Soft inhale. Force it all out. And inhale. We'll do one more. Good. The other thing you can do is you can do it sitting up nice and tall. You can do it like this. This is going to make it a little bit harder. It's nice doing it laying on your back just because you have that feedback from the ground. Okay, so we did regular breathing. We did the forced exhale. And now we're going to do a forced inhale with a soft exhale. So that's going to be that. So really take as big of a breath in and then a soft exhale. So laying on your back, because this is how I like to do it. Hand on the belly, hand on the chest. Take that deep breath in, force all the air in. And then soft exhale. Force all the air in. Soft exhale. Force all the air in. Soft exhale. Force all the air in. Soft exhale. One more. Force all the air in. Soft exhale. Good. And then next one we're going to do, we've done normal breathing. We've done the forced exhale, soft inhale, and then we've done the forced inhale, soft exhale. Now we're going to do big in and out. So it's going to get really loud. You're going to hear me breathing. I hope that you guys are all breathing the same way at home and not making me feel very silly in my basement, breathing loudly. So, hands going on the belly, other hands on the chest. Taking that deep, forced inhale. And then you're going to force the exhale. Really use your abs to kind of force all that air out. Force inhale. And you're going to let your chest go with this. Stomach and chest, everything's going to go. And then force the exhale. Force inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Let's do 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Hopefully you're maintaining your social distancing while you're doing your inhales and exhales because you don't want to be breathing on the person next to you. But I mean, if you're social distancing, then they've already been exposed to your germs. All right. Last one I want you to do is just the intro that I usually have people do with core work in the clinic. It's breathing with a march. So what we're going to do is we're going to focus on only moving as we exhale. So what it's going to look like, and this is good for me, being postpartum, getting my core back, and really starting to strengthen up my core after Miss Thea came and stretched it all out. So we're going to breathe in. Exhale, you're going to flatten your back to the ground. Then you're going to breathe in. And exhale, bring the knee. Right knee is going to come up. Inhale. Exhale, bring that right leg down. Inhale. Exhale, bring the left leg up. So the back should stay flat the whole time. You're going to try to maintain that 90 degree at the hip and the knee. So inhale. Exhale. Bring the leg down. Inhale. Exhale, right leg up. Inhale. Exhale, right leg down. We're going to go through that a few times. Inhale. Exhale, left leg up. Inhale. Exhale, left leg down. If that feels super easy, what I want you to do is bring both knees up, and you're going to keep that 90, making sure your back stays flat. If your back comes up even a little bit off the ground, I want you to go back to this one. So inhale. Exhale. Bring that right leg down, keeping the abs tight. You can hear I'm shaking already. Inhale. Exhale, bring that leg up. Inhale. Exhale, let that leg go down. Hence the shake. Inhale. Exhale, pull that leg up. Inhale. Exhale, leg down. Inhale. Exhale, leg up. Inhale. Exhale, leg down. Inhale. Exhale, leg up. And if you're doing that right, you don't need to do a lot of them. We're actually going to do 2 more just like that. You should feel your core working pretty good just by doing slow, controlled reps, especially with the breathing. So we'll do 2 more. Inhale. Exhale, leg down. Inhale. Exhale, leg up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. In. Out. In. Out. Last one. In. Out. In. And out. And we're done. Phew! I'm tired. It's the first time I've had to do a full Kinstretch and not be able to walk around and just correct you guys. So, hopefully you all enjoyed it. If we're not back in the gym, we'll be doing this again next Sunday, 10 o'clock. Hopefully starting right at 10 o'clock if Thea doesn't spit up everywhere again. Hope you all have a great day. And we might be going live later for the little Sunday Fun Day. We'll have updates for you. We will be announcing who is the winners of the 2 gift cards that we have from Lisa and Virginia's massage studios. And hope you enjoy your day. You get full meal prep, whatever you got. Get outside for a little walk. I don't think it's supposed to be that warm, but at least it's sunny out, or it was. Can't tell because I'm in the basement. And we'll talk to y'all later. Have a good one.